Dave Abrams.
And I'm Brandi Francis. Welcome to Anne Arundel County Week in Review. In this episode, we will tell you what Anne Arundel United is doing to fight racism, and we will preview the official Christmas tree lighting. But first, making headlines this week. The wait is over for Crofton High School.
Woohoo!
This week, officials broke ground on the new school after 30 years of waiting for parents, teachers, and students in West County. At a ceremony this week, County Executive Steve Shue said he was excited to finally get this project moving.
This school has been over 40 years in the making. Decade after decade went by without the promise being realized of a high school for this community, and at long last, that day has come, and it's come thanks to two things: the School Board of Anne Arundel County and Superintendent George Arlotto. Their leadership made this happen, and I'm delighted to be here today.
Now, Dave, we have heard people in the community calling for this school since all the way back in 1968.
Forever.
Can you believe that?
Before we were born.
Yes, it was.
Of course.
As recently as 2014, former county executive Laura Newman told the county council the county would not qualify for state funding of the school unless it would overly stress the county's school construction budget. In 2015, 6 councilmen voted to cut $77 million in design and construction funding for the school. Now, we are finally going to see the first brand new high school built in Anne Arundel County since 1982. The school is scheduled to open in the summer of 2020. Now, that's really exciting news. Do you know what else happened in 1982?
What happened in 1982? Ronald Reagan was elected president?
Well, yes, he was.
Am
But
I close? I don't know.
it was my birthday year.
You were born in 1982?
Yes.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I am as old as the last school that was built.
How about
Can you
that?
believe that?
How about that? And
I know.
I'm trying to remember what that school was. I don't remember.
I don't know either, but that would be good to know. If somebody could hit us up on Facebook,
Yeah.
that
yeah.
might be a cool history question
And
to
we'll
know.
always know how long it was now because of your birthday.
Yes, but nobody's allowed to tell how
We're
old
not
I
going
am.
to say how old you
Nope.
are. No, we wouldn't do that. We're respectful.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Like 22.
That's it.
Well, this week the county celebrated Independence Day. Water Independence Day, that is. County Executive Shue turned the valve this week and ended decades of reliance on Baltimore City for public water to North County. It was the culmination of several public works projects that began all the way back in 2007. We're like a time machine show today.
It feels that way.
The latest phase was to make modifications to the northernmost booster station and some minor changes in the county's distribution system. These efforts were completed in September with the coordinated efforts of water operations, water system maintenance, water line repair, and the electrical and instrumentation divisions of the Department of Public Works. How about that? Good job by those guys.
That's right.
Baltimore City will still serve as an emergency backup, but the new project will save, get ready for it, $8.5 million a year because we will no longer be purchasing water from outside the county. Water for everyone, Brandi.
Hey, we like that savings too because it opens
Right?
up for some other things that can be helped. And
We'll take that.
Yeah.
Now, are you
job.
when you're having your water with dinner, do you have tap water or bottled water? I'm gonna put you on the spot. Or is sparkling water?
I really try not to drink bottled water.
Really?
Yes. I don't know if you've ever seen, some of it has so much acid and the pH levels are off. So I've always trusted our water in the county, and I drink out of the refrigerator.
I thought you were gonna say like out of the garden hose.
No.
I just get the garden hose
I
out.
used to, and I'm still here. Did you?
Of course. What kid didn't do that?
Right.
But you already know this, but our viewers may not know that, Anne Arundel County consistently wins taste tests for our water. Our water is very tasty.
Yes.
Very tasty.
Yes, and Public Works, they send out some cute little pamphlets
Yes.
that have how healthy our water is. So
Yes.
we're doing a great job.
And we cannot let Chris Phipps, our director of DPW, forget that he told me that the day will come when he will drink treated wastewater. Yes. And I am never going to let him forget, and he's going to drink that water. I'm going to put him up to it. He's going to do it.
I think I want to be there to see that too.
And if he does it, I'll do it too. Okay?
All right, well, the fight to stamp out gang activity in the county just got bigger. This week, the county won a $738,000 grant from the federal government that will pay for programs aimed at reducing youth violence. The county plans to use the money to partner with the City of Annapolis and local nonprofits, as well as supporting Anne Arundel United. our program to fight racism and bigotry. The first step will be to create a strategic communications plan and outreach package with youth, residents, and other partners. I'm sure that money will go a long way, don't you?
I mean, I know I could do a lot with $760,000.
Yes.
But even in government, that's a good amount of money to get some things done. So,
it is, and I hope it keeps our community safer.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure people have been following the news that it's very strange to have these gang murders in Anne Arundel County. I mean, it's something you don't even think happens,
No.
but it does.
Yes.
And, Chief Altamari and the police department are working really hard to take care of this. A lot of the violence that's occurred has been between gang members, and luckily it hasn't spilled over into innocent people that are not involved with the gang. So this effort is going to help try and stop kids from ever thinking about joining a gang. So that's important, right?
Absolutely.
We want the children, we want the kids to learn.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll talk to Derek Matthews about Anne Arundel United. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Welcome back. We are Week in Review, and today we have Derek Matthews with us with Anne Arundel United. Derek, thank you for joining us
Good to
today.
be here. It's always a pleasure to be on
How are
set.
you feeling? The last time I saw you, we were getting our flu shots.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Yeah?
good.
I know, I don't feel too bad.
Yeah, I feel great. I feel great.
Health Department did a great job.
Health Department did a great job.
Did you get your flu shot?
I don't do flu shots. Sorry, Health Department. I'm not feeling it.
So Derek, you're here with us today to talk
Yep.
about Anne Arundel United,
Okay.
and I'm part of it. I'm an ambassador,
You are.
and we've had a fantastic time
Good,
working
good.
on it. And
I'm
it's
glad
just
to
starting.
hear that.
And
I'm glad to hear
can you
that.
give us an overview of
Sure.
what it is?
Sure. So Anne Arundel United is a program or campaign, if you will, designed to reach out to the community and try to be more proactive as in respect to things that are going on in the county. We try not to always be quick to react to things, but learn to better respond. So what we're doing is we've got a series of events that we host throughout the county. One you were just at. We just kicked off what's called Coffee with the Ambassadors, where you get an opportunity to meet with all the ambassadors, which come from all the agencies within the county. Community leaders are now involved and trained, and get an opportunity just to mingle and talk about issues, up and coming events, so we can try to get folks to start working together a little stronger and create some unity.
Yes, and we've had the county executive, he kicked us off at the Boys and Girls
Yes,
Club.
yes,
and the ceremony coffee was a really great experience.
Good.
They took us on a tour.
That was awesome.
It was.
Yeah, that
I
was awesome.
had no idea that
You made
coffee was
coffee?
so in depth. We didn't
made-
make it, but we watched everyone.
Yeah.
And they brew it right to the bean.
Right there
Yes.
on the spot. So we picked that location first because it was small and intimate. Gave us a good opportunity to keep a good group of folks. And I wanted you all to see something the first time and experience something. But that was really a good kickoff. Earlier that day, I had actually taken a group of people up to Prince George's County, which is where I started this concept back in 2004. They're up to like 85, 90 people now and have to do it at a hotel. So I want to keep this concept here a little smaller and a little intimate. So we'll travel across the county. We'll do a lot of libraries. We actually have an event coming up shortly here in December. We're going to do at the Eastport Branch Library.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit more, because I think you have the Eastport Library, and this is like a coffee club where people are welcome to come and
Yep.
you know, discuss issues. But I think the idea is to build kind of a bond with your group of ambassadors, get everybody comfortable with each other, and kind of ease into, because you're dealing with controversial stuff.
Dave, we see a lot of controversial stuff, and what you try to programs like this to do is get people to meet prior to an incident. It's nothing worse than meeting for the first time when there's something going on that requires everybody's stress level to be up, emotions are running high, but rather when you respond to something, you show up with something with a good relationship and some type of plan or framework to actually deal with an issue. So that's what we're trying to focus on.
And you got another event coming up in a couple weeks at Annapolis High School. Gonna shoot some hoops.
Very excited. So we've created an Anne Arundel United basketball team. I'm really excited. It'll be coached by Mark Hartzell, the one and only. And
shout out.
Did he play basketball?
Mark did.
Oh, did he play basketball?
Did he?
Excuse me.
Not only did he play, but he was part of a legendary era back in the early 80s where we started playing basketball over in Eastport in this league. And Mark was part of a team that was able to come in sometimes and beat some of the best. So I'll let him share that story one day himself. But yeah, so at Annapolis Senior High on December 16th, we're hosting a game and we're playing against the Baltimore Shuckers, which is a minor league basketball team compiled of guys who've played overseas. Some could leave tomorrow and play with the pros. But we're going to collect coats and hats and gloves. We're going to give that stuff to an agency called Hands for Hope. And then we're going to collect non-perishable food items, and we'll donate those to the Anne Arundel County Food Bank. But we'll have a lot of games and activities for the kids. We'll have a radio show there. We'll have some live hosts there from the radio show. And we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to packing the house and having a really good time.
Well, it sounds like you're really laying a foundation, and you know, I work with you a lot, so I know some people are a little impatient. They want to know, you know, what's United doing and what's going on, and what you're doing is you're establishing this foundation and kind of getting it started so that when you do go out there and engage the public, that you're ready and that you can do it in a constructive way.
Correct.
Which brings us to, you know, we did have an incident last week. The latest is some real geniuses putting on hoods and going on Snapchat and, you know, playing around or whatever they were doing. You know, a transgender kid who's getting bullied on Snapchat. How does United fit into something like that?
So Dave, let me back up to the beginning of your question with the statement you made. It's about building infrastructure. You can't do anything without a formal infrastructure. So it took us a few months to get everybody properly trained. I bought a Department of Justice, one of the pieces of Department of Justice where they come out in the community and they train on various types of training. You actually sat through that. And it gives the ambassadors an opportunity to learn to remove emotion, to learn to focus on a topic, to learn to go into a community setting and conduct and be able to moderate good, solid meetings where you get results at the end of it. So that took us a few months to get to that. I've capped off the ambassadors. I have more than enough. I'm up to about 30 right now between the internal and external. That's enough for me to manage along with my other duties. So the incident that you're speaking of particularly, it touched me. I don't like to hear any student, any young person, or any human being being targeted or bullied. It's just unacceptable. And the ambassadors are working right now as we speak. We're putting together some talks where we're going to do something in the library in a couple of weeks down on South County. We're going to bring in some experts that deal with that part of the community to better educate folks. But it doesn't matter to me whether you're white, black, male, female, everybody. And if you look at Steve Shue's mission, this is supposed to be a county where everybody should feel comfortable to live, work, and start a business. And it doesn't matter what your gender or preferences are. And we want everybody to understand that that's how we better unite. So that was a terrible thing that happened at the school. My heart goes out to the family. And I think the school system has done the best that they can, you know, and folks really need to understand before you jump the gun sometimes on social media, you should have all the facts. You should be equipped and better understanding of the facts. And when you're dealing with things with school, you're not always privy to the facts. The school system's not always obligated to give names and exact pieces of information. So it's a tough sale to get people to understand that. And this is what the ambassadors will help us kind of bridge those gaps.
That's a great statement. Know your facts.
Know your
before you say
facts. Know
anything.
your facts.
Yes, and we're going to be dealing with a lot of controversial issues, and we are counting on the community to help us.
Absolutely. It's up to us. I mean, it's up to us as a community. So we've bridged one gap last year where we talked about the community and policing and public safety. I think that was a big gap we closed with trying to get folks to better understand. And we're getting better. There's a lot of work to do, but we're getting there.
All right. Thanks, Derek. Is there a phone number that anybody can call or the website that you can give?
Dave has been very awesome with putting together the website.
Oh, thank you.
So we'll post that at the end and make sure that folks get a chance to see what proper numbers and links to digest. And what I'd like to put out too is it still says become an ambassador. We still welcome your name and your information in the database as we grow the program. But just because I'm not taking any more direct ambassadors doesn't mean that you still can't invite us out. Tell us what you're doing. Be able to work with us on projects. You can still volunteer. But right now I just can't train anymore and manage any more direct ambassadors. So that's kind of where we are right now.
Okay. If you hear about anything, you're always invited to any
Please.
coffee shops with us.
Please, please.
Stay with us. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Derek.
Thank you.
Again,
Thank you.
as always, a great pleasure. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation? New York.
Welcome back. Well, Santa is coming, and we have the first event after Thanksgiving to get you in the spirit. Sara Gannon has more on the tree lighting ceremony coming up at Glen Burnie Town Center. Sarah?
Thanks, guys. It's that time again. It's tree lighting time. Yay! The tree will be lit on November 27th. Fran's here with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about the festivities that's coming to the Glen Burnie Town Center. And again, this is the Anne Arundel County tree lighting.
It is.
Fran, can you tell TV Land what the North County Chamber, what your participation is in this event?
Okay, this is a community event, and the businesses are a large part of our community. So our businesses want to be here, they want to celebrate. They're going to have tables set up all around the Glen Burnie Town Center, well lit, I want to point that out. And they're going to be doing crafts or giving out treats. So this is a great opportunity for businesses in this area to connect with the public. This is a free event for families. Bring the children. We really want to have this whole small town feeling with this tree lighting.
And I did hear that we may have a special guest coming. And I heard also that the Chick-fil-A cow might be attending.
Well, I heard a special guest is going to be arriving, not with reindeer, but maybe in a different mode of transportation. But I do have it on good authority that the Chick-fil-A cow will be here. This is the Santa Chick-fil-A cow will be here, and we'll be handing out goodies, maybe cookies, to good girls and boys as they're here at the Glen Burnie Town Center.
Very good. Festivities start at 5:30 and end at 7:30. The tree will be lit around 6 o'clock. The county executive will be here to officially light the county tree. And we also are having Cocoa with the Cop. The police officers will be here greeting the children and our guests. This is a community event, so they also want to provide the community with some holiday tips from fire department and from the police department. So there's a lot going on coming up on the 27th of November. We hope that you can join us. Fran, again, thanks for your commitment to this event. I know I've worked with you on this for 3 years. Unfortunately, the 1 year we had rain, But just pray there's no rain.
Well, and this is such a great event, and we want to make sure that everybody knows there's free parking right across the street in the garage. The street will be blocked off, so it'll be safe for parents to bring their children over here. This is a safe place to come start the holidays, so really want to stress that.
And I also want to add, too, that the Glen Burnie Improvement Association will have theirs on December 1st, starting at 7 o'clock. PBA will also have theirs the following Tuesday at 6 o'clock at the Lakeshore Plaza. So there's a lot of county initiatives going on, or not county initiatives, but community initiatives are going on in way of starting off the holidays. But we hope that you can come out to the Anne Arundel County tree lighting, and with all the great help from the North County Chamber and all of those folks, that's what makes it a success in that partnership. So thanks again, Fran, for all your commitment, and to all the community businesses. It's appreciated.
Happy holidays.
And same to you. And back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. So, Dave, Thanksgiving is coming up next
Gobble,
week.
gobble.
Yes, I know you probably have some plans.
I
what
do.
are you doing?
I do. My girlfriend Kat and I will be traveling to beautiful sunny Florida.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
I know. It's really tough. My dad lives in Florida, so we're going to go spend the holiday with him. And he and my stepmother do not cook, so we're going to try and bring some of the authentic food to the table.
Tradition.
Yep. And I'm so hopeful that it will be sunny and warm, and I can just go to the pool every day. I hope so. And like last year, I didn't get the whole football experience for Thanksgiving. And so I'm excited because that's all my dad wants to do is sit there with a hock of turkey and watch football. That's the best to me. What about you? What do you
Take
got?
a couple naps
what's
in between.
What's the Francis household got going?
We usually go to my husband's mom and dad's house, and a lot of people come over. Just a big family day. My parents are coming in from Ohio, and I know my mom's going to kill me for saying this, but it's her 60th birthday on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, happy birthday!
She looks nothing like 60. She's still a baby, and she's very active, and so we're going to celebrate and have some fun this weekend.
And now tell our viewers a little, because I always think that your husband's family, they should get their own reality TV show.
They probably should.
Give us just a flavor. Give us just a little flavor.
You know, I think you just have to be there in person to really experience it. But we have a lot of fun. My mother-in-law is from Scotland, and her sister is here, and their other sister is still in Scotland. So big hello to them too.
Yeah, so when you have Thanksgiving conversations with the Scottish, with the Scots, is it the Scots?
Yes.
The Scots.
Yes, the Scots.
When you have, Thanksgiving conversation with the Scots, it's a little different than your typical, American conversation.
So I remember the last one the family was over this summer, and it was a little hard to understand them. The Dundonian language, we kind of went through some of the language, and I didn't understand a word they were saying.
Dundonian?
Yes, Dundonian.
I've never even heard of that.
They're from Dundee. And there's Dundonian language, and then
and it has nothing to do with Crocodile Dundee.
And they say 20 minutes out of Dundee, you can't understand what they're saying because Dundee, they're so different.
Lots of dialects and stuff.
Yes, the blogue.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope that everyone in your family has a fantastic Thanksgiving. I hope the turkey is just perfect.
Yes, and I hope you have some wonderful food.
Thank you.
A little jealous it's going to be in hot, sunny Florida, but
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It is too cold right now.
It is.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I really don't.
I know.
I need to move to Florida. Dad, I'm going to move in with you. Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and have a happy, happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next time.